Be prepared. Are you ready?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god!
Smile.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another one of Lucky Strike Living. It is officially day 1 of our vacation here in Marathon. If you guys followed along, last week's video was a little bit of travel vlog, a little bit of lobstering. If you haven't seen it, go back. I'll leave the link right here for it. But today we have brought the A-team. My lovely wife. You all know Mr. Lucas, the man, the myth, the legend.
I'm an 18.
Parents, Mr. Brian himself. We've got a boat full of dive gear because today, strike mission, lobster, because we're hungry. We really want to make our lobster bisque. If you know anything about our lobster bisque, you got to go back 2 videos. I will leave the link right here because I kind of lied to you guys. If you want to know why or how, click that right there and you guys would love that one. That was mini season. But we are coming out of here, out of Marathon on a beautiful day. We might get a little bit of rain, but today it is all about lobsters. We don't need a limit. We just need a heck of a good time and some for our famous lobster bisque that we will give you guys the recipe for. Hope you guys are having a phenomenal day and we're gonna get after it. What's up, guys? As usual, we really appreciate you guys tuning into these videos. If you would, please subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. All it does is let us know that you guys are enjoying our videos and it keeps us wanting to make them for you. But like we said, we are after lobster today. Catching lobster can be very repetitive, so we're going to show you a little bit of highlight reels. We're going to catch them bare hands, snares, nets, and just have a great time with friends on the water for our lobster bisque. We started off in the Gulf side of the Florida Keys on this trip, and then we moved to the Atlantic. So you're going to see a big scenery change, but as usual, I'm going to walk you guys through some of our dives, some of our thoughts, and we hope you guys enjoy today's video. That's a heck of a catch. Your snorkel. Come on, baby. On the Gulf side of the Florida Keys, you have a ton of Swiss cheese bottom or these rock configurations where these lobster can hide extremely well. And this video was filmed after mini season, so there aren't a ton of big lobster left. But if you can find one, if you look at the bottom, I have pointed my tickle stick right towards a nice sized lobster. So it gives you a direction so you don't have to look on the bottom and scavenge around and waste a lot of your air. But that tickle stick is pointed right where I want to go.
Right here.
A lot of times, at least in our experience, is if you mess with a lobster a couple times or you fail to catch them, they get extremely stubborn, especially when it comes with a tickle stick. So every once in a while you have to go elbow to shoulder deep inside these holes to get them out. And Mr. Lucas did a phenomenal job, reached way back in there and was able to get this nice lobster out. After a couple hours of digging around in the Gulf, we decided to switch to the Atlantic. So the Atlantic is very different, as we talked about. It has a lot of grass ledges, and what we like to do is tow somebody behind the boat. So this is what Luke is looking at. The boat is pulling him, and all he's got to do is hang on, enjoy the ride, and look for some antennas, look for a nice ledge, and if you see one, you can just let go, and let's catch some lobsters. So if you look really close right here, you can probably only see maybe one, maybe two lobsters, but underneath that grass ledge, there is way more. Some are small, some are big, but you really have to keep your eye out on these grass ledges because they can hide extremely well and go way back in there. And once you find a place like this, typically our method is you have one person who brings out the lobster with either the snare or the tickle stick, and then you have the person above them who reaches down and either grabs them, use them with the net. But it is a total team effort, and we absolutely love doing it this way because it gets everybody involved.
You'll love me for that. Letting him go because the camera wasn't on. But I don't know if it's even big enough.
I don't see a flashing right now.
Okay.
You're pretty close.
Come on.
I'm very tired.
Where would it flash?
It looks too small.
Shut up.
Hold on.
He's a big one. It's a monster, Aubrey. Oh my gosh, I'm like super scared to let him go. Take the whole stick.
That's a 5-pounder.
That's awesome. I want to see it. Oh my God.
Pepper.
Biggest one of the trip. You should pose with this. Well, I guess
See Pepper.
let's go.
Put him on your head.
We'll lose him. Try to get that between the two of us. Try to get that between the two. Like 8.
Oh my.
Chased him in the grass, back to the ledge. Back to the grass.
It went through our poles too many times.
This is the perfect example of the tag team method where one person is in charge of getting the lobster out of the ledge and the next person is in charge of getting them. Mom and Dad have done this for years and years and years and have it pretty much mastered. But as you can tell, the conditions are changing, so we're gonna hit this one last spot, and we're gonna go hit one more just a little bit deeper. But first, let's catch these.
Got it! Not only did I film it, but I spotted it.
Oh, we noticed. I think we're the only ones who did notice.
I know. I was yelling and they weren't turning around, so I had to yell loud. One coming in to measure. It's not big enough. Rip.
All right, Luke, will you show us how to properly measure this lobster?
Well, I don't have a glove on, so I'll try. But you go right in between the eyes there. There. And if it were big enough, this needs to be past this, but too small.
Go back to your home, then they'll catch them again.
Luke, I still have footage of you mic'd up on a fishing trip from a couple years ago.
So bad.
Where you're just like dancing around. We should bust it out for that. What is Brian doing?
I had to do like a...
So like we said, the conditions in shallower got a little bit dirty, the tide was going out, so we decided to hit one more grass ledge out in about 30 feet. And my dad decided to put on a tank so we can finish up just about our limit. And I'm gonna free dive a little bit, and then it's time for our lobster bisque.
them up. Be prepared. Are you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, smile.
Oh my gosh!
Smile.
Look, get out of the way.
Oh my gosh!
No, look happy.
It's hurting. It's like digging into my temple. Make it stop.
Sorry. Good job. Holy crap, I can't believe it stayed there.
Yeah, oh, it'll dig in. It's
Yeah.
not going anywhere.
Let's see what that looks like.
Nice birds, Cap.
It's a big old boy.
Yeah.
Luke, did you catch any big bugs?
All the small ones are mine.
That's yours.
Don't let him kid you. Ask him how many he got.
Perfect.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That is a jolly.
That big old bug.
You go, boss.
Luke, or Rip.
I get Luke's name wrong too.
All right, guys, what do you think about that? 29. 29. A lot of fun. Look at these right here.
That red one was on my head.
That red one was on your head?
Yes. The reddish one.
A lot of fun. Battle scars.
Oh yeah. Fun day.
Do you have any battle scars? You have no battle scars.
I got some on my wrist. I got some on my leg.
No, Luke has some.
Luke has real scars. That looks actually painful.
What an awesome day, guys. Did some tank diving, did some free diving, did some tickle stick in a net, did snares, the whole shebang. Tons of fun. We did a little bit in the Gulf, a little bit in the Atlantic. Life is all good. But now we're going to clean these things, show you how to do it real quick, and then Lobster Bisque. It's coming. I promise. It's the best ever. You gotta try it. Getting the boat all cleaned up and ready to roll, because tomorrow, or next week's video for you guys, is dolphin, yellowtail. That's what we're gonna try to go for tomorrow.
All right, this guy evaded Luke and I about 7 times. Literally 3 times each, and then probably 1 more for me. We're gonna clean him. He's probably one of the biggest ones we got today. So when you clean a lobster, when you're just after the tails, get a good grip. The gloves really help because they really are kind of sharp and pokey. And you just, see if I can do this on the first try. Twist and rip. Okay. Ew. And then, the grossest part of all this, you snap off one of their antennas. Okay. Should I throw his head overboard?
Not the tail.
Yeah, I almost did that. Okay. There's no eloquent way to say this, but we gotta pull out the poop chute. Okay. I'm telling you right now, there's people that I grew up with watching this video wondering who the heck I am now. Okay, slide it in, because these antennas have little barbs on them, and you pull it out. Oh no, now I have to touch it. Gross. Now, it's time for Lobster Bisque.
All right, guys, what a phenomenal day of diving with Mr. Lucas, my dad, Brian. The jokes, the stories, the battle scars. If any of you guys see Luke, ask him about the battle scars he's got on his face. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. But as promised, for mini season, which I lied to you, it's time for Lobster Bisque. So my wife is gonna tell you everything that's in there. And we're also gonna put the recipe in the description this time, because we forgot
We'll
last
actually
year.
do it this year. Okay, we double the recipe. Okay, so this is a doubled recipe. So it's 2 cups of celery, chopped, 2 onions, chopped. We did, I think it's like 6 carrots, but they're kind of smaller. And then 6 cloves of garlic minced. So this is all the stuff that needs to be chopped, and then we'll do, I think it calls for, it'll be 6 tablespoons of tomato paste, and I think we might be short, but I don't like tomatoes, so it works for me. Can of that, and then some like seasonings and things like that, like salt, pepper, and they asked for a little bit of nutmeg. I think that's it.
Perfect. So what?
That's a lie. It takes half and half as well. Half and half is the cream to like thicken it.
We'll put the description. We'll put the recipe in the description. So we love like strong lobster bisque. We don't like this like weak stuff that lobster like touches the soup for just a second. You get no lobster flavor. So what we've got 5 tails with no meat, and then we're gonna add 5 tails with meat. And then the recipe calls to let that boil for 45 minutes to an hour. Then what?
We will cook all of this in butter, and then I need to make sure I know. Yeah, and then you whisk it out. So then once that's all done, you put it to the side. So you'll use the lobster broth as like your liquid base. You start mixing it in. Once all this stuff gets added, and then you end up blending it. Like it says in this recipe, it calls for like small batches to be blended, so you get that really creamy kind of puree. And I think we're gonna do lobster chunks in ours.
Definitely.
Yeah. So
that's the plan. I promise you guys need to do this recipe. We did it last year, absolutely phenomenal. We're doing it this year. This is day 1 of our day in the Keys. So we want lobster bisque the entire time we're here with fresh lobster that we caught by ourselves, which you guys obviously already saw. So we are going to boil this for 45 minutes, and then we'll see you guys when we're starting to cook the rest of this stuff. Our lobster has been simmering for about 45 minutes. Probably still have a few minutes left. So now we're gonna get ready for pot number 2. That's too hot. What is that? Half a cup? Mm-hmm. Half a cup of butter. Gonna add our carrots and onion, our celery,
all of it.
4 cloves.
6
cloves of garlic, more onions. And if you saw last week's video, you learned how stupid we are with a
induction stove.
Induction stove. So when you take it off, it turns off. So now we're going to turn that off, turn it back on. So 1/4 cup of butter, all of our ingredients, and now we're just going to mix them all together, get them golden brown, get them cooking. Then once this is brown and ready to go, then we're going to add 12 cups of the broth.
No, actually,
no.
We go flour and tomato paste in there first.
That's right.
Then we go broth, and then diced tomatoes.
That's right.
Can we take the celery leaves off?
Sure.
Can we try?
Yeah, so this whole process takes about 2 hours, but if you kind of speed it up and right towards the end of cooking your tails, you're cooking all this, cuts it down to hour and a half, hour 45. All right guys, we got all of our veggies browned, ready to go. Now we're gonna do half, 3 ounces. My camera person's telling me I'm wrong.
No,
I'm not.
it's 3, sorry, the way you said it was weird. Half the can, with the can is 6 ounces, so that means 3 ounces.
That's why she's the camera girl and not a mathematician.
Ain't that the truth?
So tomato paste, and then
half a cup of flour.
And our goal is to...
Oh, you want it to be doughy.
Doughy.
Yeah, so you let it cook until it gets thick and doughy.
And it's getting all that butter, soaking it up. Here's our paste, rip-roaring and ready to go. Now we're going to add our broth. How many? 12 cups?
12 cups, because we're doubling it.
2, 4.
Alright, that should do it.
Good enough. Now what?
Stir it up a little bit. So mostly so that doesn't stick on the bottom.
Wish y'all could smell this. So because we're down here in the Keys and you guys saw how many we caught today, we have already eaten dinner.
Fried lobster.
Fried lobster. So we're going to use the chunks from 5 lobster tails. So typically the recipe calls for use the heads because most people don't want to waste the tails. But because we're professional lobster divers, we've got enough. So right now we're going to let these tails cool just a little bit. And then we're going to add the chunks in there. So while our lobster bisque is simmering, we still have 45 minutes left. We like lots of lobster chunks in our lobster bisque. Lobster flavor is key. So I think I've done half and I've chopped them up as fine as I can with that knife because everything in this pot right here goes in a blender and blends it all together and chops it up and makes the pieces really, really small. So we're going to throw half of the lobster tails in there and it get blended up, but then we're going to save half so the chunks stay just a little bit bigger so that when you're biting into that soup, you get those crunchy, nice nugget-sized pieces. We're going to let that simmer for a little bit longer, then we're going to throw the whole lobster tails in there, let them absorb some of that lobster bisque flavor, and then towards the end, the last thing we're going to do is add the chunks. So now that it is pretty much totally cooked, now we got to blend it. So we're going to put all of this in my little NutriBullet because that's all we have on vacation, and we need a second pot. So you blend it and put the blended part over there. All right guys, we are almost done. We are completely blended. Consistency is pretty dang good. Pretty happy with it so far, but now we're going to add 2 cups of half and half or cream. Not sure why, but that's what it says to do.
That's what it thickens it up.
Stir it just a little bit, and sometimes if you make it too thick, what we like to do is have the broth left over. So just in case you do make it too thick, save at least a cup of the broth so that you can thin it out. And if it is too thin, then you can always add a little bit of flour or cream. Mm-hmm. But remember, because we put all of it in the blender, now it's super fine. But if you save all of that, it makes it so, so good.
Yeah, try not to make a mess. That consistency looks good though. I just clean that.
So give all of that a nice stir. Get all those chunks falling in love with that lobster bisque. And season to taste, a little salt, a little pepper. And enjoy. It takes about 2 hours total time. It is almost 11 o'clock. Everybody else is asleep.
Look at it.
Look at the chunks. Every spoonful will have some chunks. But hope you guys love today's video. Absolute blast hanging out with the guys, and the best lobster bisque you'll ever have. Highly recommended. And of course, if you're still watching, please like, please share, and please subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. It just lets me know that you guys are enjoying the videos. I'm not sure why I'm holding an empty cutting board, but hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Love each and every one of you, and we will see you guys on the next Key West adventure video.